Ladies and gentlemen, the following is another amazing episode of the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society. In one corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane or Popeye Spinach. He's the travel dart of Ringside Society, Delaware's greatest American hero. And whenever he goes to Taco Bell, he asks for a cheap burrito because he loves the combination of chicken and beef. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And the second quarter, we have that ocean crossing, straight up Boston, flight catching, shot glass snatching, travels for the passion, never to be famous, hanging out and chilling in the city of angels, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide star boy, Remy Blue. But it's not about us. You see, we have a special guest tonight, a man who is hell of impressive. This man has actually faced off against some of the indies most talked about, such as certified Luke Curtis. He had a banger of a match in a three-way triple threat with Luke Curtis and Nino Hatchett, and he has also had classics, instant classics against his own brother Jack Ledger, the Ice King, who we had earlier on. Everybody, welcome to the show. A man who is a powerhouse, a man who is an avid gym goer who does not take no days off when it comes to working out. Bobby Power Brennan. How you doing
Woo!
today, sir?
What up, guys? Give you a little
Pretty good,
bicep
pretty
poke there.
good. So it's an honor to talk to you. When Jack Ledger said, "Hey, I have a brother that wrestles," and it's funny because we were actually looking at the match with the two of y'all. We didn't realize y'all were brothers at all. Then he said, "Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's my brother." I'm like, "Okay, well, we got to get the family because guess what? If we're interviewing the Jackson Five here at Ringside Society, we're not just going to interview Michael. No, we're going to interview Tito, R.I.P. Tito Jackson, Randy, Jermaine, Marlon, and of course Jackie. So that's how we do here at Ringside Society.
Yeah, boys, that's my little brother, Jack Ledger. I started just a little bit in wrestling before him, but he had some pretty big popularity when Below Zero came up, and then he went to the Nightmare Factory. So,
Awesome, awesome. So, Bobby, we know you're a busy man, and folks, it happens like this. This man actually has a lot of, he trains a lot at the gym. He has another match coming up, so we're not going to hold him too much. Matter of fact, we're going to make it 30 minutes, and that's it. Because like I said, he has things to do, places to be, people to see, or people to beat up. So we gonna make it short, and we gonna make it happen like a captain. So I gotta ask you, man. Bobby. Your brother told your little brother told us his side of his story of how he became a pro wrestler and what made him become a fan. Now
Mhm.
tell us, how did you become a fan of pro wrestling? How did it start for you and everything?
It might sound almost very similar to what Jack had told you. When growing up, we had never really watched wrestling, but we were big fans of the Rocky franchise. And
Okay.
we saw Rocky fight Thunderlips and Rocky 3. And that was kind of like our first experience of seeing what pro wrestling is. And then my mom had told me, yeah, that's Hulk Hogan. And then she showed us Hulk Hogan, and then me and him found like Hogan versus Andre, Hogan versus Bundy. And then we had an uncle who showed us WCW stuff, and we got our hands on an early SmackDown CD, like the Ruthless Aggression era stuff. And then yeah, we started watching the live product at the time, which was around 2010, 2011. And yeah, I think ever since probably, I think we were probably pretty hooked by the time we started watching the SmackDown stuff. I think that was the for sure, like, I want to do this type thing.
Awesome. That's cool. That's cool. So your brother said that some of his favorites included, Jeff Hardy. Who are some of your favorites that you enjoyed,
That,
growing up watching, wrestling?
yeah, that's where we vary pretty differently. I was never really a Jeff Hardy guy. Um, Growing up, I liked a lot of the more of the big guys, like the bodybuilders and the giants. So like I was a big, like, obviously I really liked Hulk Hogan. Um, then guys like Chris Masters, who I ended up being able to fortunately wrestle. So Chris Masters was one of my guys. I remember really enjoying Ezekiel Jackson from that time frame.
My Guyanese brother.
Yeah, Mark Henry. Gosh, who were a couple of guys from the time frame? I remember liking Wade Barrett. You know what I mean? Like I had all those guys around, and then there was guys like Rhino. Like I loved Rhino.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
So just those were just kind of some of the dudes that I was fortunate enough to grow up watching, and I was a fan of. If we're talking about kind of who I got to see coming into wrestling and stuff,
Yeah,
just
you
like
were.
you got to watch Hardy in his prime, which was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you and Chris Masters, y'all are kind of similar because I remember I looked. I mean, obviously everybody knows Chris Masters. He does the Master Lock, has the whole
Mhm.
Master Lock challenge and everything. But when I saw your match against Jack Ledger, I was like, I saw you put on it's really called a full Nelson, and I
Yeah,
saw you put that on your brother Jack, and I was like, oh, Jack is done. He's not getting out of this. And
yeah,
somehow he was skillful enough to get out of it. But I was like, I think it's because that was your brother. Because if that was any other opponent, it would be like, nope, match is done. You're tap out or
yeah, from the full
south.
Nelson. Yeah, and I it's funny because I had started using that off and on, just kind of wherever I can. Some guys already are using full Nelsons in some companies, so I steer clear of it. But any place that I can do it, I kind of use it. And yeah, up in Canada, I use it. So I put them in the master lock, and then started putting them down, and he ended up breaking out. So I'm 0 for 1 on the master lock up there, which is not great. Not much of a challenge, I suppose.
Just keep at it, man. I think eventually you'll get your W's up. You
I
know.
think so too. I'll just, I don't know, chalk up my hands prior to it. It's probably what I need to do.
Yeah. So
Brainstorm.
your brother. By the way, I'm not saying this because you're in front of me, Bobby, but you had some banger matches. I mean, the one with you and your brother, you had the one with Nino Hatchet and Certified Luke Curtis, who's another big name in the game, and then there was one with you and Jet, who was actually
Oh,
accompanied by
Joey.
his
Yeah.
Joey Jet, and he was actually accompanied by his valet Sierra. I got a
And
feeling
Thunderhead.
next time. I got a
He
feeling next
punched me in the
time.
face.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, when I saw that match, I was like, oh snap, yo, he's gonna hit him with the shovel. Oh, the ref took the shovel. I'm like, oh,
Uh,
he has another weapon.
yeah, I
And then
grabbed the
out of
hammer. Yeah. Well, the thing is, the referee's always going to catch you with the first weapon. So,
right.
you know what I mean? It's like, you got to have a backup plan. So I grabbed the hammer. I'd fought with the ring bell guy. He told me, you know, give me the blank hammer. And he gave me the hammer. So I took it. It was a big hammer, too. And
Yeah, I was.
like usually like a ring bell hammer is like this big. It seriously was like from elbow to top of my fist, and it was a big hammer. So I'm surprised I was able to hide that thing.
I was like, oh snap, he's gonna get. Yeah, it's over for him. And then Skyler out of nowhere, bam, cutter. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yep. Sierra came flying through, hit me with a cutter.
Yeah, sorry, Sierra. Yeah, my
No,
bad.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
Too many S names in wrestling.
but I'll tell you right now, if I was there at that show, I would have probably say that was the match or one of the matches. That was one of, if not the matches that stole the show that night. I was like a lot of back and forth. I wasn't there, but obviously, but I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, yo, this match is lit.
I
I
had
was I was very impressed by that.
yeah, I had pretty good reception the whole night from the boys in the locker room, the crowd, my boss. Yeah, everybody seemed to really enjoy it. So I'm glad that it was my first time up there too. So it was nice that I was able to make an impact.
Yeah.
And
So
I'll be back up there again in pretty soon here. I think it was October. I want to say October 6th. So it's pretty soon here coming up. Might have that date wrong, but it's coming up within 3 weeks for sure.
okay, okay. So I just got three more questions. I know, like I said, you got a lot of things to do, and like I said, it happens. I know Rob is chomping at the bit too to get his questions in. He's probably gonna ask a
Yes.
bunch of stuff about Star Wars. But so now that you're a fan, you're a fan. You're cheering your favorites. and you're going to the shows or you're tuning into the shows. How did your journey go from Bobby Brennan, pro wrestling fan, to Bobby Power Brennan, wrestler, putting on banger after banger, night after night?
Um, as a fan, knew like me and Jack just aren't the biggest guys around. It's just I'm only about 5'7", so I'm not a awfully tall guy by any means. So I knew I had to be bigger. So I got into weightlifting and stuff, and I fell in love with bodybuilding in the process, which ended up helping me now. Just kind of now, a lot of people kind of refer to me as the powerhouse or a body guy, whatever type of term you want to put on there. But um, yeah, I just wanted to be bigger, and it was because of wrestling. And I developed a love for bodybuilding because of it now, and yeah, I really haven't changed very much since then. And then when I started training, I was already in pretty decent shape. I just wasn't very big still, but and now as I got older, I've filled out now, so now I'm more acceptable in size. About I think I weigh somewhere around 207 right now.
Awesome, awesome.
Mhm.
So, your brother, the Ice King, he went to Nightmare Factory.
Yep.
In my opinion, one of the most prestigious schools now today for pro wrestling.
Yeah,
Uh,
with Cody being WWE champion and everything, it's like how is it not probably one of the biggest schools, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
true, true. Would you ever consider going there for one of those camps, or would you be like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll just, I'm
Um,
good with my trainer. I'll just stick to this and just keep on going."
to be honest with you, probably not. I'm about 20. I'm turning 26 now. I've been wrestling for almost a decade now. I don't think I really would need to go for certain things just because I think I've probably already learned the general basics, just kind of working on the independence and through repetition and talking to guys that are I hold very high, and you guys would probably hold pretty high too if I list off a couple names like Arn Anderson, Chris Masters, Fandango, you know, like just all these guys I've met, and Bob Evans. He's I don't know if you're familiar with Bob Evans at
Yep,
all,
Little
but
Bob Evans.
yep, Brutal Bob. He they all gave me nice words and all nice compliments and stuff. So I really just because the school is essentially for a beginner's class, you know what I mean? It's like to learn the fundamentals. Like honestly, when Jack went down there, he was overqualified for the classes in general. Like he already knew what to do, and I mean the advanced classes would probably be something I would be much more interested in, and he probably would benefit much more from, which I think he did advanced classes to begin with anyway, just because he was already so far ahead. But yeah, probably not, just because financially just wouldn't really make sense. Like
Okay.
just kind of at this point in my life, I'm just too old to be leaving and doing something like that. Like I'm
Mhm.
married and then I got a house, and yeah, just wouldn't make sense unless I would get like a really nice job out of it for sure. I just couldn't do it.
That's cool. That's cool. So my last question, man.
Mhm.
So when the body guy is getting into the gym, we're getting ready to do some cardio, getting ready to do some reps or whenever, or when the what do we call it? Well, Bobby Power Brennan, when he's getting ready to do his reps, getting ready to do his cardio in the gym,
Mhm.
or whenever he's getting ready to, you know, get in that zone to face his opponent in the ring. What are some songs on Power's playlist
That's a good
that he
question.
has to have? And by the way, sir, you are a very good cultured man with great taste. Gym Class Heroes, Cupid's Chokehold,
Yeah, that's my theme
one of
song.
my favorites.
Yeah. And I just tested out a new one this weekend too at Ironheart Pro. It's called Playboy by the Marvelettes. It's from the 60s.
Okay,
I had mixed reactions on it. Some people really liked it because it fit the image, and then like my little brother didn't like the sound of it because it's from the 60s. But yeah, Cupid's Chokehold has been my song for a while now, and people seem to really like that one, so I think I'll probably just keep it.
okay.
As far as songs, um, lately there has been. Listen to a lot of Mac Miller lately. Um, Empathy by NF. Uh, no, Epiphany. I'm sorry, Epiphany by NF. That's been on like my playlist lately. Bam by Jay-Z, if I remember right. That was another one. That's another one I've been listening to. Because I want to give you one more distinct one at least, just before just saying like artist. I can actually look real quick. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Then I give you an accurate answer here. Can you guys even still see me right now, or does it say pause?
No, we got a black screen, but we can hear
Yeah.
you fine. You're
Okay.
good.
1 second here. Oh, of course, Juice by Chance the Rapper.
Okay.
That's been one of mine. I read that song Lose Control by Teddy Swims.
Okay.
Cry by Benson Boone. That's a good one. Like, those are kind of songs that I've just been listening to. Like, I can listen to them in the gym or just like cruising around in my car. You know, stuff like that. So I kind of like a variety of music. Like primarily rap, R&B, and I guess you could say soul. You know what I
Okay.
mean? That's kind of what I listen to and enjoy.
Yeah,
Not
it's
much of
funny.
a metal guy at all.
It's funny when when I heard gym class heroes because there's three songs I like from them that I enjoy hearing from them. The Cupid's Chokehold,
Uh-huh.
Close Off.
Yeah,
Y'all
it's
don't
a
judge
great
me.
song.
Close Off is one of my favorites, and then there's a New Friend Request. The one with
I haven't heard it. It's pretty good?
yeah, that's this from like the MySpace. It's a song about MySpace, but the way Trappy McCoy, who actually puts it like freestyles about it and everything,
Yeah,
or raps about it, it's like, yo, this man just made MySpace like. I
big.
mean, granted, MySpace is done now, but like this man made MySpace. This man made a
It
whole
just
rap
seems
about
like
MySpace and
the
made it
thing.
cool.
Yeah, that's sweet. I'll listen to it. That's actually a cool recommendation.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass over to Rob. Kind of Rob has a couple of questions. Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, thanks, Remy. So what's going on, man? How you doing today?
What's going on, Rob? I'm doing pretty good. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold right now, so if I sound a little nasally, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine, man. I got like I guess the seasons change and stuff, man. You know, I got like little allergies, you know, so I've been
Yeah,
like sneezing every now and then, you know, I'll get a little
yeah.
sneeze attack where I'm like, so if
See,
that happens, you know, I'm good, you
I
know,
get
nothing, you
it.
know.
I get
Yeah.
it. I'm probably in the same boat. Season
That's
changes kill me.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's usually it's from you know, summer to fall and then winter to spring, you know.
Dude,
Yeah. Yeah,
the
but
winter
those
to spring one, that one's my worst. Like I get like really sick, like
Oh
at
man.
some point in there,
Oh
and
yeah.
I think it's just with all the snow, everything
Mhm.
that's underneath it, and it melts, comes up, and then you're just like, I don't know. I think you're just susceptible to just getting sick at that point.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's real bad
Yeah,
for me too. Yeah, that time because I'll get like runny nose all the time. I'm just like, oh, all right, you know, just yeah.
yeah.
So man, I got to ask, you know, your buddy behind you. You know, I mean, is that what's the hound's name? Is that a hound right there?
This is Daisy. This is my little girl.
Oh, I like
She's
Daisy.
a she's a corgi like wiener dog
Oh,
chihuahua
nice.
mix.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I got two. I got Ozzy downstairs. He's a chow chow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that's
much
cool.
bigger than her, but he's more of like my guard dog. He just kind of like roams the house and makes sure like nobody breaks in and stuff like
There you
that.
go.
He's
There you
does
go.
very good at his job.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I haven't had
Yeah,
to
man.
lock my doors in a few years because I
There
don't
you
think
go.
anyone wants to fight him.
There you go. Yeah, I got hounds too. I got three beagles, Lucy, Katie, and Radar. You know what I mean? And
Like,
yes,
yeah,
sometimes you know what I mean. Like I'll do the podcast, and they'll come up and they'll like, "Hey, let me hop up on your lap and come on." You know what I
right.
mean?
Every
It's like,
time I do it, she
yeah,
joins.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
It's
sit
like,
on
man,
this
we got to
chair.
pay you now. Now we got to pay you and give you treats. Oh my god. Okay, here we
Yeah,
go.
she
You know what I
sees
mean?
that I'm busy, and then she just goes, "Okay, I'm gonna come lay over here." Well, this is actually the room I play video games in too.
Hmm.
So
Oh man.
this is kind of her spot whenever like I'm playing like Fortnite or something. She'll just
Okay.
like come and lay right here for a couple hours and chill out.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what are you playing right now? Because honestly, I was playing Baldur's Gate right before I came on here. You know, what I mean,
Uh,
I had my alarm set to 7:50. I was like, all right, now I got to
yeah,
stop. You know, so
I
I don't miss this. So what are you
uh,
playing right now? Just Fortnite?
yeah, Fortnite's really all I play. I got two good friends that I play with, and then Yeah, I used to play a lot of UFC. I actually got really
Okay.
good at it. I used to play competitively. But I didn't like the new engine on UFC 4, and I think they
Hmm.
still use that engine for 5, and I just think it's garbage. It just doesn't feel good, and it's wonky. It feels more arcade style versus like systematic,
Yeah.
maybe I guess could be the word for
Hmm.
3. But for 3, I fought like the number 6 guy in the world,
Oh,
and we
that's
went.
nice.
Yeah, we went to a decision, and I lost by split decision. So I don't know if you know how split decisions work,
Yeah.
but like a
Yeah.
judge
Yeah.
will be like, I
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
Bobby took it. I say Bobby lost, and then the last one gets announced, and it's like
Hmm.
Bobby lost, and I was like, God
Yeah.
damn it!
Yeah.
I had it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
if I would have won that, it would have put me in like the top 10, and
Hmm.
I was so mad.
Yeah,
But
my buddies and I, yeah, we play UFC a lot. Yeah, we played a lot of UFC 3 and Call of Duty
this is good.
Zombies. Yeah, 3, man, it was like my buddies, because I had the game and they would play, with me and all. And
Yeah,
they weren't good, at like going on the ground,
yeah,
but
maybe
and
more
stuff.
stand and bang
Yeah,
type
so
of
yeah,
guys.
stand and
Yeah,
bang. That's all we
those
did. It was
tournaments
like,
are
all right,
fun. I have a
yeah,
bunch
it's
of
like, all
buddies
right,
who love them too. You can't
yeah,
be mad about them.
yeah. I wasn't hating on them. Like, that's fine, I
Yeah.
mean? Then they learned to grapple, do like Muay Thai clinches and stuff. You're like, yeah, if you
Oh,
got,
dude,
more into that
yeah.
and stuff. So it was
Get
like,
in
yeah, that's
you
cool.
get in trouble when you get put in those Muay Thai clinches.
Oh man,
Like
yes.
with
And then if you
Vanderlei Silva from the middleweight division.
oh
But dude used to
yes.
rip people up.
Yeah. And if you get a wrestler and stuff and you can get behind them, you just suplex them, just German them.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh,
I
I've knocked my buddy out doing that. It was like I went back and he was
yeah.
like done. I was like, woo.
There was one kid. I sorry, I want to tell this story just because it's
Yeah,
like
go ahead.
I'm like, dude, UFC 3 was like one of my favorite games. So
Yeah, I
it's
like
like
that game.
uh there's one kid I was playing against competitively, and
Hmm.
he was like, like sending me messages and stuff like, oh man, you suck. Like you couldn't win if you played. I was like, okay. So I played as Mark Coleman.
Hmm.
You remember Mark Coleman, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
former wrestler and former Olympian,
Hmm.
and then former UFC fighter, like one of the
Hmm.
first. So I didn't throw a punch the whole fight. I took him down and just slammed him on the floor enough
Mm.
times till like he lost. And I remember he texted me and said, "Okay, I get it." Like
Yeah.
he knew I was much better. I was like, "Yeah, dude, I would kill you like at any, no matter what character I use." Like it's just yeah, I got really good at that game. That's probably the one I'm the most proud of. But yeah, right now it's just Fortnite. I'm simple.
Yeah, that's cool.
I
Yeah, I
just
used
can't
to.
get into too many games because then I get
Yeah.
distracted and then I start to melt away physique wise and stuff. And I'm just like, I just need something I can kind of hop on for a little bit, just to have fun and catch up with friends, but be able to drop off.
Mhm.
Like, okay, this isn't that serious. And
Yeah.
I can just go to the gym or focus on meal prep and stuff like that too.
Yeah, I like playing. Yeah, I used to play Call of Duty with my buddies and stuff, man. One of the worst. I swear, man. Yeah, like I tell this story one time. We were in a lobby playing, and these guys, were talking trash to each other. And this was like one of the worst insults I've ever heard in my life. He was like, "Oh man, you couldn't, shoot anybody." And the dude said, he responded. He said, "Man, I would call your aim cancer, but cancer has actually killed people." I was like, "Oh." Everybody in there was just like,
That hurt.
wow, like, oh man, that
Some of
dude,
those
I think
lobbies
he
got
left. I think
mean.
he left. I'm like, wow, like,
Yeah.
yo, that was like dark and just like,
Dude,
oh my god,
those
people did
lobbies
not
could just
care.
get
Yeah,
gnarly. They
yeah, I'm
just
like,
say mean stuff to
wow.
each other.
Oh man, I was just like, wow,
I don't know if I
okay,
could handle that though. If
yeah, yeah.
I
I'm
had
just
a
like,
bad game and everyone just started like just crapping on me, I think I'd be like,
yeah,
all right, I'm gonna hang up for the night. Like I think I'm
yeah,
done.
yeah. That's why I stick to zombies. You know what I mean? My buddies. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, it's just us. You know what I mean? So if we
Yeah.
talk trash, we're good.
I was
Yeah.
never good at Call of Duty. Like those type of shooters, they're
Mhm.
just too difficult for me. I need a game that gives me a little room to get shot. Like
Yeah.
because it's like in a lot of those games, it's like you get shot and you're done. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, dang, like I'm not careful enough for this, or like have
Mhm.
the reflexes for this. Like I like if it's kind of a long fight, just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go. That's right. So, I do gotta ask, you were talking about, like we were talking about wrestling stuff, man. Are you up in
yeah,
the Dakotas with your brother? Do you still live up there?
yeah. I still live up here. We live in the same town. We travel
Okay.
together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, everywhere. So like
So
me and him spend most weekends together.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. Like my brother and sister and I, we all live like just towns over, like 1 or 2 towns over. We're
Oh,
all pretty much. I literally live 1.1 miles away from my mom and dad. I remember I got in my car, did the trip thing. I was like, oh, 1.1 miles, sweet.
yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, man. So dinner and all that. Mom stops by, like I was grocery shopping, so here, yeah.
That's nice, man. It's good to be around the family. So
That's right. Yeah, so like, where's the farthest you've traveled, man? Like, he said, his was like, Georgia, obviously,
yeah,
Bank
technically
Factory.
he traveled to
Yeah,
Georgia.
but
Mine would
yeah,
be
yeah. Have you been around or any of the West Coast, East Coast, Mexico?
Chicago. Is my furthest I went. I went down there for Funky Monkey a couple years ago for my trainer's retirement. But
Oh, okay,
yeah, Chicago's the furthest I went.
okay, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. And I went down there once too for 01 USA, like Bloomington, like Illinois or something like that. One of the 4 billion Bloomingtons. So that was pretty far too. But yeah, that's furthest I went.
Okay, now traveling over there, do you have any funny travel stories you can share? What I mean, I know some, you got sometimes you might have to change the name to protect the innocent, or some, it's like, yeah, we can't share that. But have you ever come, because yeah, you live in the Dakotas, man. Have you ever come across
Yeah.
Bigfoot or like, Wendigo or anything like that? What I mean,
No,
stuff
the
like that.
Wendigo, yeah, that's funny.
Because over
I
here we got the Jersey Devil and stuff,
Yeah, the
man.
Jersey Devil, yeah,
I remember
dude.
I went to camp in New Jersey when I was a kid. I never heard the Jersey Devil, and we're walking through woods like to go take showers, like everybody, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the Jersey Devil." And I'm like, "What? What?" And we're all in the woods. I'm like, man, like, nah, man, yeah." I
Yeah,
was like,
hear
"Yeah,
that
I don't
story.
play that. I don't even say Beetlejuice 3 times." Yeah.
Yeah, there's a show that me and Jack grew up watching. It's called Lost Tapes, and they used
Oh,
to
okay.
do basically all the legends and myths and everything like that, and like create like a document style
Ooh, okay.
like tape of it. So they did the Jersey Devil one time, and it was freaky.
Mm.
It was gnarly. And then
Nice.
but yeah, so that's pretty fun about the Jersey Devil. As far as travel stories, I guess it's just like little things that are kind of funny, like, and something may dawn on me later, but the one that stands out, me and Jack got in a fist fight at a gas station one time.
Oh no.
Yeah, we had started arguing about something, and I punched him through like the window of the car or whatever, and he like swung back at me and pulled off on me or whatever, and I was just like, ooh, yeah, and we had to leave because we thought maybe the cops might have been called on us, so we were like,
Yeah.
okay, we better get out of here. We still had like
That's
4.5 hours home.
Yeah, you ain't trying to be in jail in the pokey that far away from home,
so
man.
we were driving. I think we were quiet for about 90 minutes, and then we started to kind of chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we had that. We almost ran out of gas in Montana one time.
Ooh.
There's not a whole lot of gas stations off the highway in Montana. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I didn't.
But
I've never been there, man, but I can believe it.
long stretches. We were down to about a 30-mile range, and we're like, okay, 30 miles. We should be able to find something. And we had missed one like a mile ago. And we said, okay, this should maybe hopefully something within the next 30 miles. There wasn't anything for 50 more miles. And we drove on like below E for 20 miles. They had 0 on the range right out to 20 miles. I thought we were going to have to walk in the town or push the car or something. It was pretty bad. But yeah, I was pretty mad. I think I made Jack drive after that.
Yeah. Oh, that's
you're
when
driving. I'm not driving anymore.
Man, that's when you pull up to the gas station. You undo the cap, and it's just like. Psst.
Yeah, dude.
Man,
we were getting close. It was. I'm glad we made it though. So
that's right.
But yeah, not a whole lot of funny, really travel stories. I guess it's just kind of little things like me and Jack. Since me and him all the time, we just sit there and like we'll watch shows on like our like we'll put our phone up like on the thing and just put shows on. Like I think we watched a whole lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX this past weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we got caught up on. Watched a little Chaotic from 4Kids TV. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Chaotic before.
Oh,
but
no.
That was something me and Jack grew up watching.
Okay.
Yeah, we just kind of visit old shows. Modern Family is like something he really enjoys, and he kind of showed me it. So we watched some Modern Family. Yeah, just stuff like that.
That's cool, man. Yeah, because yeah, I was going to ask you, before I pass it on back to Remy, what new movies and TV shows you're watching right now, man? Because like, yeah, I'm always trying to find something new, So like, A new movie. I did see Alien Romulus. I thought that was actually pretty good.
It was
If
pretty
you like
good.
the Alien movies, yeah, it was
I've never
actually
really
good.
tried them. I'm iffy about the alien character,
Hmm.
but I'm just like, but people seem to really like them, so I'm like, I think I'm gonna give in and probably give it a shot. Like it's worth a try, right? So
Yeah. The old
yeah,
school ones are all right. You know what I mean? Like Aliens and stuff. The Alien versus Predator, Prometheus is like, yeah, this
yeah,
new one's pretty good. Yeah, they're pretty
yeah.
good.
Um,
They're not
I
as good as
just
the Predator movies. If you like the Predator movies
I
or
think
whatever.
Predator's much more intriguing for
Yeah,
sure. Like
yeah,
that's
because
kind of I think my hang up. But as far as watching new stuff, me and my wife had just watched Hereditary for the first time the other night
oh,
because we had
okay,
seen a reference on it. Um, it wasn't much of a horror movie. Like it got pretty unsettling towards like the last
yes,
45 minutes.
yes,
But the first hour and 15 minutes was just so depressing. I looked
mm-hmm,
over at it and said, this movie is just sad. Like when she has the meltdown
mm-hmm,
about her daughter. And I was just like, holy crap, that girl could probably got like a Grammy for that, dude. Like she
yeah,
probably should have. Like
that's right,
it was heart wrenching. So I was just
yeah.
like, oh my god, it just feels so bad. And then speaking of which, me and my wife were watching. We before I got on this, she just left, but we were watching the Vince McMahon documentary that just came
Oh,
out on
okay.
Netflix.
Oh, it just came out. I wasn't sure when
Yeah,
it came out yet.
yeah,
Okay,
just came out. I think like today,
okay.
and we finished episode 1 and 2, and she finds it pretty intriguing. She wasn't like a wrestling fan before we met, so she kind of only knows wrestling from like what I've shown her,
Mm-hmm.
and then what I've talked about. So, um, yeah, we're we're probably gonna continue that later. It's been pretty good. It's worth a
Oh,
shot,
okay.
guys, for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out, man.
Mhm.
A horror movie. I don't know if you've seen it yet. Smile. That movie. It was unsettling for me, man. I watched it and I was
Really,
just like,
I just can't
yeah,
get behind that one's concept. I just,
yeah.
uh,
It
and
was
even the one actor in it, the kid with the long hair,
yeah,
like because it seems like he's always in a garbage movie. Like that poor kid just gets the worst casting roles.
yeah.
I'm
This was
just like,
actually
you
pretty
need a
good,
new
man.
agent, my friend, because
Yeah.
you have been in some dog crap movie.
That's right. That's right. So, man, before I pass it on to Remy, I do want to say, man, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on and chat with us, man.
Yeah, bro,
I
no
had a
worries.
blast. Yeah, we gotta get a part 2 so we can talk more about some cryptoids and all that good stuff, and
Yeah, like
movies and
honestly,
stuff,
guys,
man.
like hit me up with whatever openings you
Or
got. Like I can always shed about like little chunks.
or
Like I always
perhaps
got 45 minutes or so, and then we can always just kind of keep piecing it together as we go on.
Yeah,
I
there
feel
you
like,
go. There you go. Part 2, part 3.
yeah,
or
There you go.
perhaps or perhaps we can have the Ice King and Power on ringside side together.
yeah, I'm always down to do that too. Because
Yeah.
he can help me remember stuff sometimes, and I can do the same for him. Or he'll
There you go.
remember a story that I don't, and I'll remember one that he doesn't really as much. Or we
We'll
just kind
make
of give
that,
our opinions on things.
we'll make that happen soon, very soon. We'll
Yeah,
make it happen in the future.
for sure,
But
man. Cool.
I just gotta say, Bobby, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule. We really
Yeah,
and
no
truly
worries.
appreciate it. We're very grateful. Keep on giving us those bangers, man. Those last 2 matches, I was like, whoa, this guy's got some talent, man. Like had me on the edge of my seat. Even the one with Hatchet and certified Luke Curtis, I was like, you were not taking no lefts, man. I saw that drop kick you did, and you took two of them down in the beginning
Oh
of the
yeah,
match. I was like,
my Dynamite Kid drop kick. Yeah, that's who I stole that from.
this man is no joke, man. He is not playing. But keep up the phenomenal work. Before
Thanks,
we
man.
shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to find out where your next appearances, purchase, Bobby Power Brennan merchandise? And where can
Okay.
books and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
Yeah. I'm pretty easy to get a contact of. I'm very active on Instagram. That's my favorite. That's kind of where you guys found me too, I would assume. I think kind of based on how we've been texting and stuff. Um, so that my Instagram is Bobby Trennan, BobbyTrennan. And then if promoters want to give me a follow, shoot me a message. I'm very active on there. I can get you there. You can also find me on Facebook too. If you're like a promoter primarily, I accept some fans and stuff like that too, because it's just kind of more of a personal account. But it's fine. I do all my wrestling business on there too. So what's the difference? You can find me there, Bobby Brennan. And then yeah, for merch, I have a pro wrestling tee store. You can find in my just go to pro wrestling tees, look up Bobby Brennan, you'll see my picture there. Or you can buy merch from my ambassadors. So that would be Power Wing Co. or Titan Apparel. Those are two companies that have picked me up over the last year when I kind of got in pretty good shape. And yeah, they make kind of gym based wear and stuff like that. So if you guys are like looking at stuff like that, you got any buddies that kind of need some gym apparel, that's where they can go, and they can use my code depending on which site they're going to, either Brennan10 or what was the other one here? I just want to make sure so I'm not hurting anybody and losing money. Yeah, code Brennan for Titan Apparel and Brennan10 for Power Wing Co.
Awesome.
So those are my two.
Awesome. So y'all heard, y'all definitely go ahead and give the man a follow. He has a pro wrestling tee store out there. Make sure, make sure you support indie wrestling. If you can't go make the shows that he goes to, that he's on, this is another way you can support is by purchasing the merchandise as well. If you don't purchase the merchandise, normally I say Rob Bass is gonna come to your house and eat all your food and you can skip away from your food. Meaning you gotta skip that meal because he done ate all your food. But if you don't support indie wrestling, I'm gonna tell you right now, Bobby Brennan's gonna put you in a chokehold. Not Cupid's chokehold. I'm pretty sure his own chokehold, and you're not gonna like it. So make sure you support indie wrestling.
I gotta do something with the master lock and name it like Cupid's something,
Yeah, he's gonna put you in one of those. It's not gonna be nice. So y'all make sure y'all go out there and hit up that pro wrestling tee store. And, cop some Bobby Power Brennan merch. But with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. We're gonna keep it short. We're not gonna do the cooler outro we normally do. But make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society, Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We're on Facebook as a Facebook group. We're also on YouTube where you can see this cool interview along with the one that we did with the Ice King Jack Ledger, Bobby's brother. You can find those interviews and more on YouTube. Just go on there and type in Ringside Society. And once you see our logo, that dark blue and light blue yin yang sign, that's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And you don't want to miss a thing, like Aerosmith in 1998. And with that being said, we're just gonna say this. Thank you all for tuning in. Those y'all that are watching live, those y'all that are gonna see later on, thank you very much. And to those y'all that hate us, well, sorry you feel that way, but we're here to stay. And with that being said, we're gonna cut it off with this. We just have 4 favors for y'all. 4. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and enjoy wrestling. With that being said, we out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy,
Bye, guys.
Delaware.
Thank you.